What's going on, everybody? It's your boy GemMint. I got in an early copy of the Wolverine Sabretooth War Omnibus. I just read the whole thing front to back, and I'm going to give you a spoiler-free review of it. Now, the Sabretooth War is something that I wanted to read ever since I was doing the Hot 10 videos with Comic Tom. I had started reading the Wolverine Benjamin Percy run with all the Krakoa stuff, and I eventually fell off. But I remember that we would be talking about the Saber-Tooth War and how it was supposed to be the bloodiest Wolverine story, major important characters die, and I was always interested in seeing what happened. It was the end of the Benjamin Percy run, and this omnibus not only collects that, but basically everything Saber-Tooth, the Krakoa era leading up to it. So you get the powers of 10 issue that has the Quiet Council banish him to the pit, the prison of Krakoa. You get the 5-issue Saber-Tooth miniseries where you end up finding out that he's like in this prison in his mind. It's almost like the Matrix, and then other mutants start getting banished to the pit as well. Then you get the 5-issue series Saber-Tooth and the Exiles and how they escape, until you finally get the 10-issue Saber-Tooth War coming to an end in the Wolverine title to cap off this omnibus. So we'll take a look at everything as we always do, the different variant covers, the hardcover itself, the interior art. Gonna try to keep it as spoiler-free like I said, so let's dive into it. Wolverine, the Saber-Tooth War Omnibus. All right, so this one is scheduled to come out on June 25th. This is the standard cover by Laniel Francis Yu. You got Wolverine facing off with Saber-Tooth, the X going on, the different saber teeth from the multiverse. They actually do call the army of Saber-Tooths Saber-Teeth, which is kind of funny. The direct market variant is the Greg Capullo variant for, I think, Wolverine issue 41. We'll see it in the back as well, but I probably just had it on screen. All right, so Wolverine Saber-Tooth War has got that Krakoa era trade dress, so it'll probably pair up nice with the X-Men by Jonathan Hickman, the Hellfire Gala, 10 Deaths, whatever it was. But here we can see the creators. We'll talk more about them in the back. And then here we have on the back, like I said, collect Saber-Tooth 1 through 5, Saber-Tooth and the Exiles 1 through 5, and Wolverine 41 through 50. Plus it has the Powers of 10 issue. We'll see it in the credits with the whole Quiet Council thing. This one retails $100. You can get it cheaper at organicpricebooks.com with great packaging, fast shipping, and an additional $2 that you can shave off by using code GEMMINT at checkout. And all my overseas folks, I got you. Check out comicsbugle.com. Same thing. You can get it discounted. You can build up rewards. You can pre-order items and you don't pay until the book ships. You can also save $5 off your first purchase if you use the code GEMMINT at checkout. So everyone within the EU, free shipping, no taxes, no import fees. And then here we have the inside of the dust jacket, blood red, just like the rest of the book. Here we have a synopsis of where we're at. Then we have the creator. So you have Benjamin Percy, who writes the Wolverine run. Victor Lavalle, he writes the Saber-Tooth miniseries. You have Leonard Kirk, Jeff Shaw, and Corey Smith. And the art on the hardcover, just that Wolverine logo with the same spine from the dust jacket, but blood red as well. It's a bloody story, opening up to some black cover pages, more of the red graphics. Here we have the credits. So House of X is what it was. I kept saying Powers of 10. You get the prologue, which is the Quiet Council meeting, the sentencing of Victor Creed in House of X 6. Then you have, like I said, the 2 miniseries, and then the Wolverine run. Saber-Tooth War with the Saber-Tooth font or logo or whatever you want to call it. So here's House of 10. You know, Krakoa was never supposed to imprison mutants, but they decide that Victor Creed is beyond redemption, and they sentence him to the pit, which is kind of like you're in suspended animation in the depths of Krakoa, and then you're just left to let your mind wander. So that's what the Saber-Tooth miniseries explores. What Saber-Tooth is, what's going on in his mind while he's locked up and he's in prison. Doug from New Mutants tries to kind of play therapist a little bit. Krakoa era, so you get like those, you know, kind of email pages that you got to read. I did read them all. I know a lot of people skip them. But Saber-Tooth has to kind of revisit his childhood in his mind, and all that stuff is supposed to help rehabilitate him while he's in jail. And you can see this is what it looks like I said, like the Matrix, but the other exiles, other mutants start breaking rules, and they kind of seems like rules for me and not for thee, or however, like, rules for thee, not for me. And these mutants start getting cast down into the pit, and it's like, well, did they really deserve it? Anyway, so obviously, you know, trying to keep it spoiler free, obviously Saber-Tooth breaks out with the help of the exiles. You can see them kind of trying to use their astral plane or astral form to get into the astral plane. Still in Saber-Tooth's mind here. And it's a fun little mini series. Here goes the last issue for that. Ryan Stegman covers. And there's a great color gallery in the back here. You have Nanny and the Orphan Maker, so they get sent down from the Hellions run, which that was always fun. Exile, Saber-Tooth and the Exiles. So now you have this whole Saber-Tooth and the Exile story. What really comes out of this is starts bringing in the Orcus Foundation with this scientist and this creative mutant that she created. That's kind of like her claim to fame. Saber-Tooth taking down the Orchid bunkers, whatever you call them. And the whole Saber-Tooth War starts to come into play when we get introduced to Saber-Tooth's son. His son is on some time cop type, the one Jet Li type of shit, where he's going around the multiverses, killing off all the Saber-Tooths. So we have this army of saber-teeth with severed heads and dampening collars and all this crazy stuff. As you can see, here's Graydon, Creed, Saber-Tooth's son, the heads of all of these fallen Saber-Tooth that he's been killing across the multiverse. So it does become a multiverse story. I didn't really love the Saber-Tooth and the Exiled miniseries, but it was kind of required reading. Now, I think this is a mistake. I don't think this was supposed to be called Chapter 41. I thought I peeped that out when I was reading this because, look, then you're back. Now you're Chapter 12. This is supposed to be Chapter 11, but I guess it's issue 41. I think that was a mess up. But even though I didn't love the Saber-Tooth miniseries was okay, Saber-Tooth and the Exiled was a little bit, you know, they got into the multiverse stuff, bro. They multiversed it. But look at this cover on Saber-Tooth or Wolverine 41, though. It's awesome. Anyway, so now we're into the Wolverine run, and that's where I feel like it picks up a little bit. Saber-Tooth is leading this group of exiles, and he wants to take down Wolverine. It's established, and I've seen this in other comics as well, where he visits Wolverine every year on his birthday to torment him. He does it this time, and he does something really heinous. I'm going to keep it spoiler-free on who gets killed and all that kind of stuff. Here goes the headless Saber-Teeth. You got a dope-ass Saber-Tooth who's got, like, the powers of Mystique, who is Graydon's mother, by the way. Victor and Mystique, their child, is the main antagonist here. So Wolverine and Saber-Tooth. This is a cool issue, man. The art is really good where Saber-Tooth has Wolverine captured and makes him think that they're back in their days on that, whatever that squad was. Maverick was one of the agents with them. And we'll just keep it moving, trying to avoid spoilers. Obviously, there's a female version of Saber-Tooth. Cuts out X-23's tongue. It is super bloody and brutal once we get into the Wolverine run. I guess I missed the art that I was trying to show you guys. Anyway, this is crazy too. Wolverine. So also, Saber-Tooth and Wolverine are losing their powers throughout this run, so that's an ongoing theme. Oh, so this is the cover for the dust jacket. So there is something that I'm going to show you guys. It's not really a spoiler, but it's pretty cool. You might have seen the artwork before where since Wolverine, he's not healing correctly, he gets this suit of armor, essentially. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, like what's going on in the real world and what's going on in Wolverine's mind. They do a lot of great panels with that separation here. Yeah, see, super bloody. So it was a fun read, man. I ended up enjoying reading this after I was done. X-23, she's brutal. And don't want to give away anything else. I guess that might be all that we really need to talk story-wise without giving spoilers. We could jump into some variant covers in the back, which they do include a good amount of them. Oh, before we get there, here's just a quick look at the Wolverine armor. I might as well show you guys since I mentioned it. Yeah, here it goes. I won't give you the big splash page. You guys can save that for actually reading it. Very cool double page spread here, though. Great Wolvie art. So it's like a Wolverine omnibus, but it's also like a Saber-Tooth omnibus at the same time. So after the Saber-Tooth War, we get two stories, because not only is this the end of Saber-Tooth's story arc in Krakoa, it's the end of the Wolverine arc from Krakoa. So you have a couple of like farewell issues here in the back, kind of giving Wolverine send-off to the Krakoa era, which I thought was pretty cool. So you have that story. And that's it. They're just quick 2 little excerpts, but yeah, basically his farewell. So then you have Benjamin Percy talking about his run. Then we get into the variant covers. So Ryan Stegman, Saber-Tooth covers. Very cool. You get some more Stegman. Bunch of Stegman covers. So I think that was the big sell on the run, right? Benjamin Percy, Ryan Stegman. The Lanil Francis Yu. This should have been the dust jacket, bro. Damn. There was a statue like that I saw. Somebody was making a life-size bust. I think it was a custom. All right, so more Yu. Quentin Quire plays a role in the story. He's one of my favorite underrated mutants. Okay, here goes the Wolverine armor. It's not really a spoiler. You've probably seen the covers around. Some Todd Knox stuff. Miko Suyan, Ryan Brown, Dustin Weaver. I was in the mix during this variant era. Declan Shalvey, Marco Mastrazo. I think this is my favorite variant from all of these series. That was a great cover right there. Maria Wolf, I bought these from her at Chicago Fan Expo. Here's the Peach Momoko. Maria Wolf had these 2 covers. Iban Coelho. Geraldo Sandoval doing what is that, like a Spider-Man Joe Quesada homage. Jeff Shaw cover. Takashi Okazaki. Clayton Crane doing an homage of his Carnage USA cover with the X-Force costume. Or it could be the armor. Really, it looks like the X-Force. Yeah, here's the direct market cover, the Greg Capullo, which I guess would probably get him in talks with them to do the Wolverine's Revenge run with Hickman. Mark Bagley doing Saber-Tooth, which is always cool to see. Martine Cocolo, Scott Williams doing his own stuff. Usually you'll catch him inking Jim Lee work. Then you get, just the rest of the variants. Salvador La Roca, X-Men 97 action figure, some headshot stuff from Mark Brooks, Scon, Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, rest in peace to the brothers Hildebrandt. Some more Stegman stuff. Little homage cover. David Nakayama for your mama. Yes, here's another adamantium armor. E.M. Geist. I never saw that one. So, yeah, all the covers in the back. Even got Greg Land, Marco Cicchetto, Justin Mason, and Ryan Stegman. So that is it, man. You get the war. You get the Saber-Tooth stuff leading up to it. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys watching, though. Stay minty fresh. Peace.